Do you know this car? Sure, it's a VW EOS. The model has been around for a while, but this steel-top convertible is something new. Our tester says driving a convertible is only half the fun with the top up, so he's going to put it down. It disappears into the trunk with the press of a button, although only when the vehicle is standing still. In contrast to many other steel hardtops, with the EOS, you can also choose to open just the sunroof. But today, we want to enjoy the sun and go topless. Mattes says there's likely not enough time to put the roof down at a traffic light, but now it's done, he wants to see how the car drives. So, let's hit the road. It's not quite summer yet, so he's putting up the windows and raising the wind deflector. The deflector prevents the front seats from getting too much breeze. Even at high speeds, front seat passengers don't have to worry about getting their hair mussed up. But only 2 people can ride in the car when the deflector's up. Our car tester says that the days in which it was unthinkable for a convertible to be powered by a diesel engine are long gone, and that the EOS performs well. It accelerates well and isn't too loud, though it still has that typical diesel sound. The 103 kilowatt engine rockets the convertible to a maximum speed of 207 kilometers an hour. VW says the EOS consumes just 5.2 liters per 100 kilometers driven. But as drag increases when the top is down, buyers should expect a fuel consumption of closer to 7 or 8 liters. The EOS has been given a subtle facelift. At the front, the lights and radiator grille now fit in with Volkswagen's current brand design. They're now more angular and distinctive. The designers have made some changes to the rear too, including new taillights. The car boasts 380 liters of trunk space, 205 with the roof down. But our tester points out it's useless if you can't access it. The interior is what you'd expect from a Volkswagen, not terribly exciting, but then it's meant to have broad appeal. Overall, the look is tidy and well thought out. But Mattes notes a few flaws, like the workmanship on the lower part of the center console, which still has some sharp edges. And the design of the instrument cluster is not exactly inspired, he finds. But EOS drivers will certainly be willing to overlook these little weaknesses as the car handles like a dream. Our test model is equipped with adaptive chassis control, which allows you to switch between normal, sport, and comfort ride settings. It's an extra which costs just over €1,000 in Germany. But even without it, the EOS is still fun to drive. Mattes says it's probably not worth paying extra for leather upholstery in a convertible, as these black leather seats soak up the sun and make your back pretty hot. An EOS equipped with a 2-liter TDI featuring Blue Motion technology sells for 32,550 euros in Germany. Is it worth it? Apart from some disappointing workmanship in the interior and the trunk being hard to access when the top's down, our tester says the convertible has no weaknesses. The VW EOS convertible is perfect for summer driving, and because it's a 4-seater, is not just for couples. This time around, we're going to compare two popular subcompacts, the Ford Fiesta and the Citroën C3. In addition to their blue paint jobs, these cars have other things in common, like their trapezoid-shaped radiator grills. But the two cars also boast their own design features. The design of the Fiesta, seen here on the left, is a typical example of Ford's kinetic design. It's meant to give the Fiesta a dynamic appearance. But when it comes to looks, the C3 more than holds its own, even if its rear spoiler isn't nearly as big. Introduced in 1976, the Fiesta is now in its 7th generation. Anti-lock brakes enhanced with electronic brake force distribution and an electronic stability program are standard features in the Fiesta. We're testing the model with the 1.4-liter, 71-kilowatt gas engine, which propels the Super Mini to 100 kilometers per hour in 12.2 seconds. Ford says this Fiesta can go 100 kilometers on just 5.8 liters of premium unleaded. The C3 replaced Citroën's Saxo model in 2002 and is now in its 2nd generation. Just like the Fiesta, ABS with electronic brake force distribution and ESP come as standard with the C3. We're testing the 1.4-liter 70-kilowatt gas version. It can accelerate to 100 kilometers per hour in just 10.6 seconds and consumes 5.9 liters of fuel per 100 kilometers. In contrast to the Fiesta, the C3 is only available as a 5-door model. The Fiesta's interior is well constructed. The arrangement of the instruments gives it a sporty look, while the use of light-colored plastics provides pleasant contrasts and gives the car a futuristic feel. Its trim and upholstery bring a touch of extra life to the Fiesta. The C3 also makes a sporty impression due to features like its flat-bottom steering wheel. Its instruments aren't quite as fanciful, but are slightly better arranged than the Fiestas, and the C3's color scheme is a bit tamer too. The C3's roof liner doesn't look too sturdy, and the sun visors feel cheap. But there's a simple solution. Slide the roof panel back and enjoy the view. Both vehicles hold virtually the same amount of cargo. Each can accommodate 3 crates of bottled water without any problems. With its 300 liters of cargo space, the C3 has slightly more room in the trunk than the Fiesta. But even here, it was impossible to squeeze in a 4th crate, no matter how hard we tried. So, what's our conclusion? Both models made a good impression, and in the end, it's really a matter of personal taste as to which is the better car. Toyota's Land Cruiser is 60 years old. Durability off-road, comfort on long trips, and plenty of space have helped to make all 8 series of the vehicle popular. Up to now, more than 6 million units of the 4-wheel drive classic have been sold in 170 countries. Car sharing goes electric courtesy of Mercedes. Amsterdam has just seen the launch of the world's first large-scale car sharing program involving electric cars. By the end of 2011, the Car2Go fleet is set to comprise 300 smart 4.2 electric drive vehicles. The car sharing project with conventional smarts has already been successfully tested in Germany and Texas. In the post-World War II era, a radio ad urged Germans to take a trip with the captain. But the commercial was for a car rather than a cruise. The big Opel Kapitän. Classy and good value for the money. But in those difficult years, still not affordable for most people. Basically, it was a buffed-up pre-war design. Nothing about it was high-tech. But our model is different. Just because it says Opel Kapitän in chrome doesn't mean there's an Opel Kapitän under the hood. The automatic shift in this 1951 model looks strange. What the width of the tires hint at quickly becomes certainty. There's nothing 1950s about what's inside this car. The engine, axles, and drivetrain are from an Opel Senator, a model that appeared decades later. The body is all Kapitän. Everything's original. Now let's have a look under the hood. The Senator's 3-liter engine is mounted backwards, but it doesn't look wrong. Still, it packs 180 horsepower. That lets the car sail down the Autobahn. And the automatic transmission gives it a smooth touch. The interior is full of the Kapitän's original nostalgic charm. The dashboard is as stylish as ever, and plastic isn't all that present. The modern comforts on offer are more subtle. 4 electric windows are a comfortable and valued luxury, particularly in a vintage car. But this Opel isn't for everyone. Vintage car purists would bemoan the loss of the original. Still, the reworking is well crafted. The project is a daring one that took a great deal of time and effort. This rendition of the Opel, which features modern technology dressed up in classic design, isn't a rarity either. This 1972 TVR 3000M comes from a small sports car workshop located in Blackpool, England. The Bornemann Company in Braunschweig has made a rocket sled out of this vintage vehicle, which weighs in at under a ton. Beneath the hood, there's a turbocharged 360 horsepower engine. To propel the car from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in less than 5 seconds. Top speed is 250 kilometers per hour. The TVR Crossworth is a pit bull in a dinner jacket, capable of putting in a decent appearance anywhere. The rebuilt 2-liter VCR Crossworth engine isn't the most modern, but it's known to be one of the most reliable in motor racing. That's the top priority at Bornemann as well. The turbocharged, finely balanced engine delivers a sumptuous 360 horsepower with a 1.4 bar charging pressure, making the TVR a mean machine. But for responsible driving out on the street, the pit bull needs a leash. A mechanic explains the adjustments, including limited slip differential, installation of a 4-channel ABS, a 4-cylinder braking system, one for each wheel, and E320 brake pads. And the suspension can be adjusted to the car's weight. This TVR really eats up the road. The adjustable racing chassis and the limited slip differential are guaranteed to make it fun to drive. Bornemann makes this curve-grabbing car to order, meaning there's plenty of scope for customer specs. If it can be done, and the authorities allow it, the driver's wish is the maker's command.